Ladies and gents, here we are, the third quarterfinal of Masters of Arena 7. It's time to see who moves on to face one of the winners from yesterday. The first quarterfinal was... Oh, we've got to pause here. Okay. Well, just to review, for those that have missed it, because I know it's a lot of games, the first quarterfinal was... Shoot. This is bad. I'm completely screwing up the intro. Don't be upset with me. The second quarterfinal was Ganji versus Veleza. The first quarterfinal, was Valis versus Barles. And they were excellent quarters. And we had Valis moving through his teammate Barles 3-0. He played incredible. And then it was Veleza moving past Ganji 3-1. Maybe chat could help me out. I think winner here faces up against Veleza. And then the winner of the Viper and Tato series will go up against Valis. I believe that's correct. It's confusing. We've got two Finns in the semifinals, and they start with V and have very similar pronounced names. But anyways, this is a big one. We've got DauT. DauT won against Running 3-2 in his previous rounds. And unfortunately for him, he had a hotkey issue because of the patch issues, thanks to Eep. But hopefully it's not that big a deal. He did just get housed, and it's kind of tilting, but... Anyways, he was down against Running 2-1, came back to win that series 3-2. I highly suggest watching those games on Judd Slow's channel, particularly the Bengalis and Berbers one, which was just insane from DauT. And listen, here's the theme, okay? Vinchester on the other side here. Vinchester has performed very good on Arena before, and he's so good with the timings. The timing on, the Relic War, he's probably a little bit superior. But the early Imperial Age, the late Castle Age timings and pushes there, the forward castles, the fast bombard cannon style, that's something Vinch excels at. But if DauT weathers that storm, he's really solid. It's all about those moments in the game, and I think that's how this series is going to be decided. And to start off this series, DauT has gone for the poles, which was his one of his first picks. It was second pick, but technically Britons and Poles were picked on the same wave. But DauT wants to start off the series with a big win, with a big civ. And Vinchester's gone for one of his later picks, so he's saving his top civs. And I think Berbers can match up reasonably well. What is happening here? Now we have Vinchester housed. How are these guys getting pop capped? They both have been housed. This one's really bad for Vinch. He's down a Vil now. Holy crap. Anyways, first game of the day vibes. But, these are professional players. This is a quarterfinal, so there's not a whole lot else to look for here on Arena either. But yeah, I think if Berbers gets a heavy Camel Archer numbers, the Poles could struggle. Both players receiving a hit here from one another in the middle. Now, I haven't asked this to John Slow yet. I will be casting one of the semifinals with John Slow, but I'm really curious on what they did with the relics, because I have noticed that the relic generations have not looked as even as Arena has in other tournaments. And they might have wanted to bring in a little bit more flavor and variety with relic generations, because in the past, relic generations were, they would vary pretty greatly. But this is amazing for DauT. This one's also better for DauT. This one, it's 50-50, I guess, but at least 3 of the relics are closer to DauT, which will definitely help him in the Relic War. But Poles have the better economy. You get gold while mining stone, but then you get 10% of your farm's food when you build a farm around a bulwark. And those two things combined, just incredible. Obviously, the more farm upgrades you get, the more food spike you're getting, and the more food you have to play around with. Berbers do have the cheaper stable units, though. And I think their army composition, if they have the time and space to get there, is actually superior. I think Camel Archer in combination with cheap Hussars is probably better than... What would the Poles go for against that? Probably Winged Hussar, and then maybe Arbalest? Olbuk? I don't know. But Camel Archer is a ridiculous unit. Just ask DauT. He did use the Camel Archer pretty efficiently in the game against Running. Running had 50... elite battle elephants from the Bengalis and had taken out 3 or 4 of DauT's castles, but DauT just never lost his Camel Archers, and he had around 60 of them. And eventually Running just ran out of gold. Who is the cheaper knights? Well, it should be the Poles, right? After the unique tech, 60% is way more than what the Berbers have. But you do need a castle for that. You do need the unique tech. And then the Berbers do have full armor, which is more important, so. Which pro player put I Buy Power as their name again? His name is Brave Bear, but it's weird because he's never been listed in English as Brave Bear ever. And the only English name he's ever had has been I Buy Power. So I literally knew him as I Buy Power until Titans League Season 2. When he was playing super well. I was like, holy crap, we got to figure this out. Apparently, within the Chinese community, he was known as Brave Bear. But he doesn't help himself by never having that listed. It's just always I Buy Power, so. I still don't even know if that's still a site. I remember it was a site. Like, I remember they would sell, like, PC things, right? DauT sells some stone, buys some food, clicks up here. And this is all pretty standard stuff for the Poles these days. It's just use the market a little bit. Stable for both players, no surprise. I kind of like the trend of how players are building up their houses in little boxes just for space efficiency. I'm going to start doing this. It looks cool, but it also makes a lot more sense. Like this here, that's going to make life awkward for DauT. If anything with Poles, I think you should make houses around your TC because you're never farming there. This is farm space. You should be making houses here. I've seen pros do that before, so I'm not crazy. DauT just doesn't seem to be focusing on that. Okay, scouts meeting in the middle. Vinchester gets 2 hits there before DauT gets 1. But Vinchester doesn't have another scout on the way. Why is Vinchester on this side? That's a risky game to play. Okay, big hits. Big, important micro. You do not want to lose the scout here if you're either player. And in the end, the weak ones are going to be healed up by a monk pretty soon. But the fact that Vinch is still out here shows his confidence. DauT pretty confident as well, obviously. DauT will be up 30 seconds faster, but he does have 1 less fill right now, so that'll even out here in a moment. Look at these houses. It makes me so happy. It's pretty cool, man. Again, on other maps, you probably want to like use them as part of a wall. But you don't even want to stack houses here, because if you get pushed, you lose all the houses. And then the villagers have to walk long distances. Whoa, Vinchester just killed the weak scout from DauT. That was really good find there. I didn't think that was even a possibility. And you'll notice his weak scouts are home waiting for a monk to heal them up. So, okay. There's no community games today, and I'm not doing community games on a different day. So we're just skipping it this week. Sorry. DauT's still using that market. A building he loves, even when he's not the Poles, and he's going to drop TC number 2. Interesting timing on this, and interesting timing on the second farm upgrade. This means he will not have Lightcav in. And Vinchester's gone for Husbandry, which is really interesting play, and Lightcav. So he will have faster units, and he will have the superior units. And those scouts are going to zoom in here, and that's going to be a dead monk for DauT. And Lightcav's going to kick in here as well in a second, so you might want to wait for that, just so you don't lose, precious value in the fight. But yeah, he gets the monk. Vinchester's played very strong thus far, and now drops his second TC. Lightcav is in. DauT maybe not realizing it, and now he can't really realistically get away from this. Look at the micro from Vinchester, guys. 3-0 on that KD. Make it 4-0, and he even saves his units there. Does choose to take an engagement here. That I don't agree with. But I guess in the end, he's still going to have more Lightcav. He's still going to be chasing this down. And actually, it wasn't too bad because he still is able to hold pretty good control. So, DauT has the relics closer to him. But Vinchester investing a lot more to take control of them. Viper and Tato isn't done. Viper and Tato will be after this series. I had the order wrong yesterday, so sorry if I confused you. Town Center going up there for Vinchester on stone, so that tells us that he's going to want a castle sooner rather than later. And Then it's a conversation of, do you want a defensive castle? Do you want an offensive castle? I think a defensive castle makes sense because you just want Camel Archer production. Vinch hesitated for a second. Kills the monk anyways, though, and is able to get away. And I really like how he committed there. DauT has not really had the best of times trying to get relics so far this game. And because Vinchester has the speed, DauT can't even chase down that weak one. Another unit goes down there for DauT. Now, the main issue is the Polish economy is just ridiculous. It's just insane. He's collected 1,000 more resources already. And that's before he really starts to get the farms going up around these folwarks. So it's going to get even better. Was that another monk down, or is that just a light cav? Actually, I should probably go back and check that. Okay, it doesn't look like it was a monk going down. I think that was just Vinchester losing a light cav. It's 1.65 speed for a light cav with husbandry, and it is 1.55 speed for a scout without husbandry. Because scouts are actually slower. Scouts are 0.05 speed faster than the light cav. Actually, it's weirder than that, because I think a scout with husbandry is 1.71 speed. There's a 0.06 difference. I don't know how that works, but another monk goes down. DauT is still investing a lot into the middle control here. But Vinchester got one relic already. It's just so far for him. Like, my point was earlier is I just don't feel like this is fair, right? Like, $10,000 tourney. It really doesn't feel like the generation has benefited him at all. And so I feel for Vinchester. Maybe he'll get lucky. Maybe he'll get a really fast conversion. He could against the scout. And he gets it! He actually gets it! And DauT's not going to be happy about that. But if it's a light cav, the monk never survives. There's always a chance that the scout could get the job done. There's a lot of weak units in here for Vinch, but his micro continues to be very strong. Loses the monk anyways, but at least now it's closer to his base. DauT, though, now has more scouts, and he's getting light cav. Vinchester, in the meanwhile, is going to grab relic number 2. That was just the game balancing the situation. That's all that was. DauT losing that scout. Hello? It was just simply balancing the game. Vinchester healing up the weak ones. He will convert a spearman, but not before the spearman. Oh, never mind. Spearman doesn't kill that. Again, pretty fortunate for Vinch. And DauT looked over here and probably realizes now my opponent already got that relic. This would be a huge opening for Vinch. It's one of his last picks, the Berbers, against one of DauT's first picks. I did pick Vinch as the favorite here today, but I'll be curious to see how things play out. Again, I really think it just comes down to the timings. If DauT can survive, if Vinch doesn't kill him or get a big lead by early imp, you start to favor DauT a lot as a player. Vinch's micro has been incredible, though. Like, he knows that one in there was weak. Doesn't get it, but did kill a monk here. And even getting forging, even adding a second stable. This is very Tato-esque. I think we will see Tato do this in a series against Viper. And having spoken a lot with Vinchester at NAC about Arena, we had a conversation sitting in the back room at NAC about how nice it can be. Look at that pickoff! How nice it can be in these situations to add a second stable for more map control. Not even just for the relics, just to control everything here. And his boom has been pretty good as well. Forging kicks in, so now he has extra attack. DauT had the numbers there, but Vinchester had the micro. It is 5 cav versus 6 cav right now. More units going in here from Vinch. Remember, he has husbandry and he has forging, so he is taking the better fights, and he will continue to chase down DauT, and DauT will continue to have issues getting away from Vinchester. And Vinchester knows this relic is there too. And man, what a ridiculous opening from Vinch. Vinch is playing out of his mind right now. It's not like DauT is playing bad here. This is incredible. Oh, and he's in! Oh, he ran in underneath the gate as well. And he said, oh, I'll stay here. Actually, I'll stay here. Oh my god, dude. And he's going to see DauT's making another stable. He's going to kill that Vil, obviously. There's no loom for DauT, so yeah. Running in with the light cav, I think, is good because it gives you full control of the middle as you're distracting DauT. DauT's trying to get this relic right now. Vinchester did set his monk to get that and go back home. He's going back home empty-handed. Somehow, wait, Vinch only has... Oh, yeah, okay, so Vinchester only has 2 relics. Interesting. But he's got so many more light cav, and he's in a position to get this. DauT has to let these units die. Because if he tries to... Like, if he tries to go back in, then the light cav will simply follow him. He does get the monk. Oh, he doesn't get the monk. Oh, boy. And you cannot send new units out of this gate right now, DauT. You just can't. You got to loop around to kill this monk, which you can probably do. Yeah, now new units can come out. What a stressful situation. Look at the Vil counts, though, guys. Both players at 89 Vils. This is a good game. And now that the gate's not opened up... Oh! Oh, man. That was so close. And now that that gate's not opened up, the light cav number's not really benefiting Vinch, but he does leave his base. He's going to drop a castle there. He really wants this relic. That would make it 3-2 for him. He's still producing light cav, which is insane. Like, he's still got quite a few in queue. Still has lots of staples. And DauT now, he's going to loop around this way. And I think Vinchester senses something is up because he doesn't see all the light cav there, so he just backs away. I really like how Vinchester didn't drop the castle forward. He could do that, but you have to think that the Poles could always be imp faster than you, and you want your castle to produce camel archers. So I think going forward castle in this instance would not necessarily be the best of plans. And Vinch is up. DauT is up. Eco is dead on similar with Vil count. If you look at res collected, though, the Poles are ahead. To be expected. So, things to think about here, right? Like, DauT, he could go for stable units. He could go for Slacha Privilege. That seems like his best option. And then his Cavalier is 60% off on gold. Vinchester, though, has a civilization with cheap camels. And also would have the camel archer. But where do you want to commit your gold to? It's very rare to see heavy camel and also camel archer in early imp. You're typically going for a trash unit, so in this case, light cav. Vinch really wants to see if these units have upgrades. He actually didn't see any upgrades there, so he might be a little confused on what DauT's going for. But it feels like Vinch is interested in going for just light cav in combination with camel archer. I think you could go Arbalest Obuk as your other option, Ace John. Like, I think Slacha Privilege is one of the most obvious things, but yeah. Also, Winged Hussar is extremely strong with the other unique tech, with the trample damage. So you could go Winged Hussar with Arbalest. I actually wouldn't mind that. And it's very cost-effective as well. You save tons of gold. But, I mean, you also save tons of gold massing Cavalier, so... I'm actually kind of worried for Vinch, simply because Vinchester doesn't have a big camel archer mass. And he's not adding camels. He doesn't see knights yet. So now that he sees knights, he might start making camels. Yes, he does, but he wasn't sure until this very moment. And DauT's got a Treb on the way already. So DauT's units will be stronger. Vinchester really needs to get more camel numbers. And if he's got heavy camel coming in, this could be fine. He's going to deny this gold from DauT temporarily. He knows DauT's there now. But full camel noise here for Vinchester. And we said it, like, Berbers have a really good shot against the Poles due to their army composition. Would like to see DauT. Oh, he is doing it. He's actually double blacksmith now. He knows how important the upgrades are. Because the Cavalier's only going to work for a certain period of time. Heavy Camel's still a minute away. And that's not a fight you take. Like, notice, he's got 6 camel archers. And you don't have the upgrades yet. Like, that's the problem. The timing for the Poles is just ridiculous. And as good as Vinchester has played, DauT is going to dominate him here. There's no chance for Vinchester if he doesn't get more camels out. Maybe this fight was okay because it was before Cavalier and before DauT had the final armor. Here he's hoping to get conversions. Here the Castle Fire will help a little bit. We've got a total of 5 camels on the field right now for Vinch, but Vinch does have the light cap, and he'll go in to just keep his castle up He'll snipe that trebuchet. DauT trickle trebbing. Maybe forcing the issue a little bit too early there. But maybe also, he kind of has to against the Berbers. DauT clicking pikeman now, so clearly feeling like he can't do it. And, well, I was wrong. Vinchester has the camel production rolling. Even made a super defensive castle back here. And maybe that was DauT's window coming to a close. The camels will counter the cav, and then camel archers can deal with any pikemen. And you do not get halb if you're pulls. Vinchester played so good in this game. And he just had he had incredible micro in the middle and incredible unit control while also having good economy. There's some players out there who can micro like he did this game, but the players who can macro at the same time, there's just not many in the world. And Vinchester happy to take the fight. I think a big thing here that Vinch did, though, was he got to this gold. So he's sitting here. He sees DauT's on this. He knows DauT can't take this. And even though DauT's units are cheap, the idea is just DauT is going to run out of resources. I know it seems ridiculous, but I would have actually preferred to see DauT not go for the Cavalier. It's too predictable. I would have preferred Winged Hussar and Arbalest. Because Arbalest could be good against Camel Archer. And it can, I mean, Camel Archer's superior as a ranged unit, but it takes more time to get it, right? And if your opponent goes into Camel, I feel as though the Arbalest can help out a lot. But then again, Vinch only went Camel once he confirmed it was Cavalier. So he might not have gone for Camel in the first place. Vinchester's still very late on a couple upgrades here. Like, he doesn't have Blast Furnace, which you want to maximize your heavy camel output if you can. And then he also doesn't even have Bracer yet. Right? Like, Bracer not being in for the Camel Archers means they're not even close to being full strength. I don't know if it matters, though. Like, I think his unit comp is still much better. He's dropping a castle in the middle because he's sensing there's some blood in the water here. And DauT is dropping a castle. I mean, you got to delete that castle there, Vin, right? DauT is Trebs. Please don't lose stone as Berbers. There you go. Okay, so you lost some stone, whatever. Just got to get that Camel Archer mass up and get that Bracer upgrade here if you're a Vinchester. Yeah, Berber Cavalier is an option as well. I think a lot of this stems to how much map control Vinchester had and how good Vinchester played Castle Age. That's a big part of this. But it ain't over yet, guys, because, like, you can take inefficient fights with the pulls, but you're like the Goths with stables. Your units are cheap. Oh, not your Trebs, though, DauT. DauT, not your Trebs. All right, DauT's going to lose one Treb. Vinchester, he's dealt with so many waves from DauT here. If Vinch loses this game now, that says everything you need to know about the pulls, dude. Vinch has been dominating him in every fight. He's got 3-2 with relics. He denied all that gold. And now Vinch is losing his Trebs. DauT's Trebs are still firing. DauT's still in this game. What a crazy game now. But Thumbring and Blast Furnace now coming in. I don't think Elite Camel Archer is realistic in this situation because you'd have to spend quite a few resources to get it. But I think just the regular Camel Archers in combination with Camel is fine. Vinch is going to so regret trying to place that castle there when he did. He's panicking now. He's really concerned. And I would be too, because DauT, what's to stop DauT from shifting his Trebs over to this castle now? Need more camels, Vinch. DauT is 30 Cavalier. I think Camel Archer's a good move. Camel Archer, heavy camel is the best thing you can do if you're Vinchester. It's just, can you stop your castles from going down? A bit of a miss micro play there from Vinch. There, that's a good engagement. You have your own castle fire, you have your Camel Archers behind, and you have camels running in. DauT just trying to brute force this and just force Vinchester to engage, give his trebuchets time. That castle will go down. I think Berbers also don't get masonry. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's one of the few civs that doesn't get masonry. Oh, Vinchester's back on the gold. What a good move. to think about that in these moments is so important because DauT is slowly running out of gold, but he's not running out of gold because he's poles. And Vinch's gold is right here, man. This is ridiculous. Look at the KD. DauT's just been sending Cavalier into and Pikeman into counter units, and he's still in the game. Poles are insane. I don't know. I forget how many times they've been nerfed. But anyways, maybe Vinch has finally put an end to DauT here. He just has to take the Trebs. He's got enough light cap to take out the Trebs. He's taken out 2. These Camel Archers here have 30 kills. And they're able to hit units behind the camels that are on the front. That's the idea, as long as you micro them properly. DauT back on this gold. DauT using the Trebs against Camel Archers. Okay. They do get Masonry, but they don't get Architecture? Okay. I was wrong. I'm honestly getting kind of annoyed. Vinch should never lose this game. He is overbooming to 163 bills, which I've just now realized. Vinchester, you got to stop creating bills. In fact, he just deleted some somewhere. But I'm annoyed because I feel like Vinchester has done so well in this game, and he could still lose. And it comes down to the civilization. Like, what in the world? I don't think Vinchester's really made many mistakes here, guys. He just can't engage against the Trebs, and DauT's going to just slowly castle creep him. I think Vinchester's could possibly lose this game. He's got 16 Camel Archers, maybe needs a bit more. Oh, and DauT has set himself up perfectly here. Vinchester deleting a couple vills. DauT, don't lose your Trebs. This is not an area you realistically want to engage in if you're DauT in normal circumstances, but this whole game is not... It's not normal circumstances. Light Cav will take that Treb. The Pike addition from DauT has helped. It hasn't meant everything, but it has helped. DauT throwing units into the meat grinder. Army count's still very similar, though. And still no way for Vinchester to take out the Trebs, because he has to deal with the army. So another castle will go down for him, but he's still chewing up DauT's army. What's DauT's gold count at? He's still got gold, but now his Trebs are exposed. He might not be able to replenish the Treb numbers. Certainly not as easy as the Cav, right? This castle getting a couple kills for DauT, 12 kills. That's why those castles are so important to these pushes. And now Hussar upgrade for Vinch. And he's shifted out of Heavy Camel. It's just going to be Camel Archer with Hussar now for him, which means that DauT definitely still has a chance. Remember, the Camel Archers are not elite. If they are elite, then they have an additional attack. Just 2 castles for Vinch. DauT could absolutely win this game. He just needs patience with his Trebs. So you wait till you get 4 Trebs again? And if DauT's not pushing, though, Vinchester's going to try his best to raid. Oh, he is getting elite Camel Archer. Ooh, nice. Okay. Couple Hussars here. DauT sees it. Couple Hussars here. DauT sees it. Good work from Vinch. Vinch saw the Treb. Maybe wanted to get that. Camel Archer's up to 80 HP now. I forget what they were at before. I think DauT needs to get Winged Hussar. Winged Hussar is superior, especially with his unique tech, which gives them trample damage. Poles are insane. I'd feel awful for Vinch if he loses this one, truthfully. But he's got to be careful with the castle fire. DauT is tasking that castle onto his Camel Archers every time he gets close to it. Guys, if you had to bet on a player to win here, who would you pick? I go with DauT. I don't actually think DauT can lose now. It's insane. I think DauT wins this game. These castles cannot be taken down, right? You just can't engage against the castles. DauT can get into Winged Hussar that do trample damage. And Vinch is pinned so far back into his base, I don't see what more he can do to change the situation. If there wasn't stone walls, it's different. He could try and raid, but you can't raid. It's arena. So you're forced to engage against this death ball. And for Vinchester, it's got to feel horrible. But obviously, in the back of your mind, you got to realize it's arena. DauT picked poles early for a reason. Vinch just played so good. Now, if Vinchester gets to 40 Camel Archers, if he can stay at a consistent 40, then I change my mind. It's just that consistency needs to be there. I love how DauT is trying to trap. Oh, he's trying to trap the gate. There's the trample damage tech. And these Camel Archers need to back up. You can't lose the Camel Archers, Vinch. And you don't want to let DauT into your base as well. This is ridiculous. DauT does have tons of stables as well. Vinchester, he does have quite a few of them himself, but he doesn't have as many. But he's had to have a diverse composition. So, obviously a tricky scenario for him. DauT could just make one unit, and he just makes it out of one building, and then he just patrols. He doesn't have to be cute with micro at all. It's a much easier job for him, in theory. DauT massing Trebs again because he wants to start to take out these castles. But he needs to be careful because the Camel Archer number is rising. And as good as it might have looked there for DauT, Camel Archers are still taking out the Hussars pretty quickly. The problem is DauT can make Hussars forever because his eco's untouched. Vinchester, he sends in Hussars here after the Treb. He's not going to get it. I think it's worth it to run in with your Camel Archers and try and snipe that if you can. And Castle, 30 kills there. Vinch is going to back away for a second, re-wall this. DauT is working off of 124 Vils. There's no gold income anymore for Vinch. DauT still has gold here. Resources collected. It's pretty close, all things considered. Vinchester's had more gold, but he's spent more gold on all of his units, too. And Vinchester will see those Trebs, and he will know that he cannot allow this castle to go down. Is 141 too many villagers? What do you guys think? I actually think it's just at the point where I'm happy with it. If he's at 130, I think I'd be happy. You want 70 army. He's losing Vils now, so he'll go down to 130. You can't really think about it that much as a player. You just kind of adjust based on what's easy for you to stay fully popped and whatnot, but what a great game, though. This game is incredible. Incredible from both. Thought DauT would be dead. Thought DauT would not end up... Well, first off, I didn't think Vinch would end up with 3 relics because of the generation. He ended up doing so. Camel Archers going in. They see the Treb. They take one. DauT, he's not going to be happy there, but he is making skirms now. So now he's got skirms to try and deal with the Camel Archers. And we have Magrabi Camels for Vinch. A tech I forgot about. That means your camels will heal up, which is going to be so important in this game. He's got 10 more Camel Archers in queue. Wow, man. Even getting hoardings now, which isn't cheap. Because he wants to be able to make sure his castles stay up. Side raids could be possible if you had maybe an option for a side siege workshop, but only DauT can realistically do that right now. And there go those Camel Archers. So again, they're slowly healing. They don't they don't heal at the same rate that the damage is coming in, though. So they will still die against skirms. And so that's all DauT's really hoping to do here. But I mean, every little bit of HP is going to add up. Fortified walls now come in. It was just these 2 castles from DauT were so crucial here. DauT also trying to find some avenues to raid here. Which composition's stronger, guys? We should point out Polish skirmishers do lack the final armor upgrade. Camel Archers can kill them pretty easily. I would like to say I'm so sorry to these poor horses who have to die for man's will to conquer. Listen, we've got a gold unit in combination with a unit that doesn't cost gold against 2 units that don't cost gold. That's the difference. And DauT's units that don't cost gold can be made forever. And they have, and at least the Winged Hussars have some pretty insane little bonuses to work with. Vinch has to not only clear this, but he has to then take out castles. I don't see him being able to do it. I just don't see it. But maybe this is a start. He does send in the Hussars there. He's going to try, and he's going to get one Treb. He's down to 35 Camel Archers from 40 he had before, though. You just got to look at the pop. It tells the whole story. Look at the pop and look at the Q. And look at the position, obviously, as DauT continues to somehow make ground here. DauT's going to win this game. And Vinchester has to forget about this. And I would at least be feeling like, what more can I do? DauT slowly picking away at buildings. 90 on food for Vinch, though. 90! P90 on food. He's going to go above it. He's more official than me, and the Hussars go in. And he's going to take one of the two remaining Trebs. I think there was a bomber cannon there. There it is. And hold the phone. Vinchester's not finished yet. Bam. Holy cow, man. Wait a second. DauT's production is dropped off. His skirms are disappearing. His bomber cannon's going to go down too. Oh, what? Holy crap. Vinch is held. What a game. Dang, dude. Now also, I mean, this will alert DauT that he needs to make sure that he doesn't overchop here. Vinch is looking for a raid. Now, the annoying thing is you still can't, like, try and get Trebs out. It would be a waste of gold to go for Trebs or Rams to try and take these castles out in these moments. You honestly probably just have to grind down the production buildings with your units. Because Camel Archer mass is so important, and you only have 20 of the 28 of them. I love how Vinch is sacrificing Hussars to take the siege. Even Camel Archer. Bam. Camel Archer. Bam. 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 Boom. Bye, Bombard Cannon. I love how he's re-walled this for the third or fourth time, but DauT isn't finished yet, guys. That was just DauT overextending for a second, taking maybe a bad fight, but he's got the production building set up. He'll be fine. Both players selling wood at the same time to get a little bit of extra gold. And DauT's doing that for Bombard Cannons. And here goes Vinch. Do Poles get fortified wall? Anyone know? Because I think DauT should get it if they do. Because, oh man, that tree. It scared me for a second. Actually, you know what? I mean, DauT's going to be making bomber cannons, but I think Vinch making one Treb to try and Treb this castle from behind his own walls makes a lot of sense. Not until he's fully maxed on Camel Archer numbers, though. 100 farms now for Vinch. 80 for DauT. Tell me DauT's going to notice this. It looks like he does because he's sending some units that way. Vinch could eventually break in. We have a castle there from DauT? No. That's not a good castle. All your vills die building that castle. Right? Because the Camel Archers could just sit here. The fight itself was really good for DauT, though. And here, DauT's going to clear this up. And maybe the castle will end up going up. Same old story that we had seen before. Can Camel Archers range all these vills, though? It still might not go up. I don't know. Vinch is 60 Hussars in queue now. DauT has 40 Hussars on the field. Vinchester only has 20. This castle is brutal. This is such a tough spot. It gives all this area to DauT now. So Vinchester's going to try and stop it, but he realizes he can't. Backs away. He's down to 30 Camel Archers. And DauT's going to have his own bomber cannons, too. DauT will also have a Treb. Vinch has a bomber cannon, though. Okay, Vinch, honestly, lock your gate. Is that what you do here? Lock your gate so this bomber cannon can't be hit? And then use your Camel Archers to try and get this? I don't even know. This is a costly castle for DauT. There's no more stone remaining. So if this one ends up being... If we look back at this castle as a waste, because he gets raided to death over here and didn't have any defense, it could be a problem. But obviously, if you think about how DauT has played this game, the castles through the middle have really helped him. So it's hard for me to say that that really is going to be seen as a mistake. Both players just have insane queues right now. Vinchester has to wait with his Camel Archers in case DauT wants to try and run in here. And these Hussars, I mean, Are they going to engage or what here? Kind of tough for both players to take engagements. Not a spot Hussars want to be in. But if you have more in queue, I think you could do it. That's fine. Maybe try and snipe the bombard cannon here if you're Vinchester. Just wings into the meat grinder is all this is. Peak Age of Empires right now. Okay, Castle's going to end up going down for DauT, I think. He had 1,200 stone 10 minutes ago. He's now researching Siege Engineer, so his bombard cannons and trebs will have +1 range. His castle will go down and Vinchester has help. Dang. That's beautiful. And now that you've got the choke, the Camel Archers being here is so much more effective than the skirms. DauT has to manually click the skirms against Camel Archers, which is the difference. Then again, the Winged Hussars have trample damage, which in a choke point might actually be good. I don't know how that all works. Another great hold here from Vinchester. He's at 27 Camel Archers, though. He's not at 40. Like, the 30 amount has been his average, I'd say, so it's not bad. He probably just wants a couple more of those things. And this game could go on forever, folks. This game, it feels like we've seen the same thing 3 or 4 times. And still the same situation that DauT can't lose. There's no way for Vinchester to take out those castles. Camel Archer's strong, but it's not strong enough. We'll see. And I mean, DauT whittling down the Camel Archer numbers with skirms. It's just he loses a lot of skirms in the process. I still think DauT wins. Because it is easier for DauT to find raids. It is easier for DauT to push castles. And DauT has the better Hussars. That's just my feeling on it. Now, Vinchester has the 3rd relic, which, if anything, it makes the game, like, more even, right? Because then he could make more Camel Archers. So, here's a question. Do you make camels at all if you're Vinchester? Do you make, like, 5 camels? I think no, because I think the trample damage from the Hussars, even though the camels do bonus damage, would see that as a waste. I think all your gold goes towards the Camel Archers. And honestly, I think buying some stone to possibly wall this off would be a really good idea. Yeah, DauT's got insane wood count. Oh, no. Oh, this is going to get crazy. Okay, watch this. So when this happens in this late of a game, DauT has tons of units in queue, right? So he's going to start to lose vills, but his army count's going to spike like crazy. So it's a good find from Vinch. It doesn't kill DauT. It does obviously delay DauT in a way, but DauT's going to go up to 90 army here in theory. Camel Archer mass still around 30. Obviously, DauT distracted there too, which is something we have to factor into the equation. He's got a lot of his new units back at home instead of in the middle. And Vinchester really wanting to think about hitting this castle. He did re-wall this, by the way, so there's no way for DauT to get back there. There's also a Hussar here, which DauT has to realize, and DauT does realize. Both players, though, down to lower vill count than what they were at before. And yeah, DauT losing Lumberjacks isn't the biggest deal. Losing farms is kind of a big deal. So 65 farms doesn't feel ideal based on the numbers we'd already seen. Shout out to these bombard cannons, by the way. Vinch's bombard cannon has killed 12 units. And probably weakened many others. DauT's bombard cannon has only killed 1. And Vinchester, so close. So close. Villager, repair it. Repair it. Oh, it goes down anyways. Dang, dude. What a game. Vinch is going to try again. DauT would have plugged the gap, though, right? Yes, okay. So they could attack the gate, though. It's really hard to place farms with poles at, like, amongst everything else here. So I think there's some opportunities here for Vinch. What a great game for both players. Castle's starting to get hit, guys. It's down to 3,300 HP. Has Vinch done it? Has he held? DauT sees the gate attempt And Vinchester, with some patience, knows I'm not going to be able to just take this thing out right now. I got to back up. I love that decision to back up. I assume DauT will notice this. Gate's locked. He's going to try and repair it. More stone's going to get sunk into that. And wow, he repairs it with like 10 HP left. That was incredibly fortunate timing for DauT. And Vinchester, yep, just going to back away. Backing away with the Camel Archers, getting the Hussars in front. Getting the Hussars in front. Bombard Cannon waiting. Hussars still attacking. DauT will kill these slowly. The DauT's army count is lower, though, than Vinchester's. 100 freaking farms for Vinch. He barely has anything on wood right now. He's got 100 on food. And actually, some of these farms are starting to expire because he's running out of wood, so that might not stay the same. But Vinch is hitting this castle. How has he survived? Has he finally gotten to the point where the polls are quote-unquote weak in a game? He's confident right now. It may be a little too confident. Castle is 152 kills. It's taking out Camel Archers, but he seems to be okay with it because his Hussars are taking out the Skirms. And he knows that this is an opportunity for him. And if this castle's down, guys, I think DauT will struggle big time. And his pop is going down, and Vinchester made it in. There was another overchop. And DauT is hemorrhaging right now. And the castle falls. Wow, what a crazy, crazy game. And, well, I think it's the end for DauT. It all happened so fast, but he's at 130 population. What a huge opening here for Vinchester in this quarterfinal. To beat one of the top picks from DauT with one of his weaker picks is just so... It's amazing for the series. It's like 1.5 wins for him. Not to mention how good it would feel to win this game versus lose this game, because I'm sure whoever would have lost it would have been gutted. These Camel Archers have 151 kills, by the way. I think DauT's going to try and squeak in here and get that Bombard Cannon. And Vinch decides to just gift him the kill. So that's kind of cool. That's nice of him. He does have another cannon here. And he did just kill both of DauT's Bombard Cannons. And DauT's population is still horrible, though. Actually, I think Vinch double-clicked his cannons back. So he double-clicked here. This cannon went forward. And then this cannon went backwards. I think that's what happened there. Sheesh. I don't understand why he didn't send small groups to raid. He had so many opportunities. Well, he did, right? This was walled, and then this is walled, right? So he did. The thing is, it's like, if you have like 10 or 15 population that's not in the main battle, you could lose the battle. What DauT's strategy was here, he knew there was a castle here. He knew there was a castle here. It was to hope his opponent runs out of gold, get a snowball, and then in that moment, start to chip away at the castle. Kind of similar to what Vinch did here. But Vinch was able to make the raids happen. And I think the bigger thing is, if you're DauT, you can never allow an overchop to happen there. There's so much wood on Arena. You have to just be diligent enough, delete the lumber camps, and just move your villagers. So he made it more difficult for himself there because he forgot about that possibility. But as, you know, a lot of sports commentators say here in the States, you got to make your own luck. And Vinchester obviously did in trying to find openings and trying to find different spots, you know? Camel Archers closing it on 200 kills. This is going to be the final castle for DauT. All the castles for DauT have had lots of kills this game. KD's still really close. Vinchester might need to back away for a second. DauT's not done. You just got to make sure that your Camel Archers... Oh, man, Bombard Cannon. And that... Oh, man. I assume DauT forgot he was producing that. Yeah, he forgot he was producing that, and he does kill that cannon. But you just got to make sure your Camel Archers are behind Hussars at all times. The problem for DauT is Skirm production is a waste now, because the Skirms will just get eaten alive the second they're produced. So it has to be full Hussars, or he has to get more buildings up elsewhere for the Skirms. And it looks like he's attempting to do that, but due to the fact that this gate is locked, the villagers he's told to go out here are going to be spotted, and that production will be denied. Vinchester with another Bombard Cannon on the way. And Vinchester going to attack that gate yet again. And DauT will have to maybe even buy stone here in a second. Actually, Vinchester is going to take his camel archers over there. Thinking about it anyways. I like where they're sitting, though. It's right next to DauT's production, and DauT will select all of the stables and tell the units to mass here. So a lot of units are getting picked off by those camel archers. Even just like one camel archer there would have been good, because it would kill the repair bills. Only 23 camel archers for Vinchester. It's lower than he's been at in a long time. But DauT's Hussar numbers at 18 and Vinchester's Hussar numbers at 50 with 102 versus DauT's like 20 in Q. Should Vinch get capped ram to clear buildings here? No. You've already won the game. Rams can get hit by Hussars. I think this is fine. You just have so limited gold, right? If it was like 7 relics for Vinchester and 5 for DauT, if there's a bit more gold, players would add rams and things like that, but Bombard Cannons just has more utility, and your Hussars can take out buildings just as efficiently as a capped ram if you really set your mind to it. Wow, what a great game. I thought, well, first off, I thought there's no way DauT wins this game in early imp. Because he was up against Camel Archer and Heavy Camel. And then when he got those castles down, like, let's look at how many kills these castles had when he lost them, like right near the tail end. Here, okay. This castle had 156 kills. And even in its dying moments, DauT was right-clicking that castle on Camel Archers. So that was a lot of Camel Archers that died. When he got those castles down, I just didn't see how Vinch could ever make it happen. But it was the side raids from Vinchester that caught up with DauT, and it was just the patience from him to whittle down those castles anytime he can make an opportunity for himself. Berbers get the win for Vinchester. Now let's look at the stats on that one. That was a banger. 199,000 resources collected versus 198,000 resources collected. DauT with the polls, crazy food, and wood eco. Vinchester obviously having more gold just due to the relic gold and a little bit more stone, it seems. It was a great game. Will be a long series here, folks, so I hope you're excited. And huge motivational win for Vinchester, because now he can make a mistake or two in the next game or the game after, and he'll still feel okay about it because he did beat the polls. All right, so after an amazing first game, we find ourselves in game number 2, and this could be a big bounce-back moment for DauT. So Vinchester won the first game with one of his later picks against one of the 2 picks DauT picked first, okay? And then Vinchester's now going for his number 1 pick to try and go up 2-0. However, DauT's going for his other number 1 pick, his early pick. And if DauT wins this game, and I think the Britons match up pretty nicely against the Malay, then suddenly both players have lost with one of the early picks. Is that clicking? Is that making sense? So that could be good. Now, obviously, if DauT loses this game, then he, in terms of civ options, at least based on what he wanted for himself in this series, he's then completely screwed. Because then Vinch just needs 1 win from 3, and DauT doesn't have his top 2 picks available. So, anyways, Malay for Vinchester. Malay advanced faster to the next stage. A new bonus that Malay have now is that their infantry armor comes in for free in each age. So things like Karambit warriors could be a bit stronger, though I'm not sure if that's the best play, but I think Karambits are actually still underrated. I have gone Karambits quite a few times on Arabia recently. I think they're pretty freaking strong. But advancing faster to the next stage means that you spend less time researching it, which means you get back to creating villagers faster. So it's essentially on Arena an eco bonus, because you're going to have more villagers. But Britons have cheaper town centers, and then both civs are usually pretty archer heavy. And the well, actually reminds me of a game that we saw that I need to put in the main YouTube channel with Malay, because we did not see archers. But Britons just have the superior archers, right? Britons get extra range on their archers, so if Malay are normally going archers, which happens in most situations, not sure it will be here, but advantage Britons. But Vinchester is a player who is really good with the timing, so I don't think a faster Castle Age would make a difference here, but a faster Imperial Age could make a huge difference. And actually, look at this. We've got Relic, 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 3 relics closer now to Vinchester. In the first game, there were 3 or maybe even 4 relics closer to DauT. Vinchester ended up getting 3 with some crazy commitment into Castle Age. Oh, scouts found each other out here. Shouldn't be that big a deal. Yeah. Oh, actually, this could be a huge deal. Vinchester's going fast feudal. This isn't a build that we see too much on the 9 villager start arenas. But basically, this is fast feudal into eco upgrades, into a fast castle. And this means DauT Scout should die. Oh, boy. Now, he planned for this ahead of time, so he just happened to find DauT Scout, which was huge. But he's going to get additional speed. He's going to get additional attack when he's in feudal. There's no way DauT can get home in time. Like, he'd have to be going home now. He'd have to know based on something. But I don't think he's expecting it because no one's doing it. Does Vinch see it? Oh, Vinch is looking. He's still checking. He's hoping. He sees it. Oh, DauT Scout is dead. Best thing you do here is you just attack that scout if you're DauT. You don't even try to get home. Because you will lose your scouts. You just have to weaken the enemy scout. Yeah, Vinchester was one of the early adopters of this strategy. But I hadn't seen anyone else go for it in Masters of Arena 7. And that, I mean, just killing that scout makes me feel like it was already worth it. And we'll see what DauT wants to do here. Will he add a barracks, try and go for some level of map control? Will he go for 3 TCs instantly? The fact that he's gone 1 lumber camp for wood is a little surprising. That normally indicates that you're stretching your economy thin for a boom. Because your economy's going to be a bit weaker on wood until you've got a TC up on wood. Why are pros always eating multiple hunt at once? I get it for open maps, but why on closed maps? Why rush and lose food in the process? I don't know how much food you actually lose if you're taking like 2 deer at once. Like I think if you're taking it all the time, it's minimal. A lot of it's scouting intel as well, right? I do think you're right that like people sometimes rush their resource collection with food faster than they need to on Arena, but it's just you want your scout to do other things. Why make 2 lumber camps? For the efficiency. Like, if you look at the efficiency of all these villagers, they're walking slightly further. And it's going to get pretty bad here in a second once he chops through that layer of trees. And they bump into each other more. This isn't really that bad right now. But it will be bad if he doesn't have a new lumber camp or something else. And that is what I mean, right? He knows that. So he will go for the second TC on a woodline. So this is actually fine. Whereas Vinchester, since his TCs aren't going to be as fast, he went for the double lumber camp. People go for double lumber camp even if they're not going for the scout build or something. But yeah, he's going to go scouts. Is DauT not going to compete for relics at all? That's crazy. He does have a back stone. I wonder if he TCs between the stone and the gold here. Because if you go for... And you can see the inefficiency now. You can see this is getting rough. Actually, what is this? Is that 81% efficiency versus 86? See? Capture age tells us. 87. But I feel like you want some on stone or the potential to go to stone really fast if you're not going for map control. You have cheap town centers, but if they start to pressure you and you don't have the potential for a defensive castle, it could be problematic. I should go without saying at this point, but this has gone perfect for Vinchester thus far. Vinchester clicks up to Castle Age. He will be 40 seconds behind DauT to Castle Age. He will have more villagers, and all of his farms had horse collar. This is the power of this build. It is super smooth. Now, he doesn't know that DauT's not going to be adding any more army, but just to make sure, he's going to bring the scout home to heal it up. Okay. DauT will go insta-TC drop here. I think he will actually TC here. It's rare, but I think it makes sense. You need a TC on stone. Place it between the stone and the gold. Yep. Okay. I actually hate it, though, because he needs to be closer to the gold, but whatever. He can make a mining camp. All right. So here's the problem. I do like straight boom with Britons, but ideally you still have your scout to kill a monk or two. Yeah, this TC's just... I mean, he has nothing else to do. This TC's a little awkward. I feel like it could have been better. But, so, if you have your starting scout, you're still kind of competing. And you kill a monk or two, suddenly your opponent spent a couple of hundred extra gold producing, you know, some additional monks. Now, Vinch doesn't even need to make that many monks. He could just use the same 2 monks to get all the relics. So, there's a more immediate payoff for those relics. Anyways, DauT will have the Vil lead eventually, but the Vil lead's currently there for Vinchester because of not spending as much time researching the next stage. But Vinchester's on 3 TCs as well. Dude, Vinchester's looking insane, guys. Also, I love this. He has a scout on multiple pieces of DauT's walls, and he's just attacking them. And obviously, if like, Army, he has to pay attention to it because Army could show up, but Army would normally be here at this point. With that map control, does Vinch want to go forward siege ASAP? It's a good thought here, Baskets. But I think what happens is, like, the Britons are always going to be on stone. Always. Because they're expecting that. So I think you don't want to go siege push here. Because it plays into that defensive castle idea. Like, DauT is on stone because of the threat of it. I know it's, like, super next level. Like, I know that he knows that we know that he can do this or that. But... that's my thinking on it. And I think what DauT does, and it's super greedy, is he starts to pull Vils off of stone. Yeah. Okay, he goes for a 4th TC because the siege would have maybe come in already. There's also a lot of hoping from DauT. He's like, well, I hope nothing happens because I can't see it. That TC will not be visible for Vinch as a target either. So I actually like it. You think, why not here? Well, you don't place it here because it's a target then for a siege push. Yep, Vinch just has... he just has 2 monks getting all the relics right now. But I think once your farm setup's there, you could consider a siege workshop, and I would like it around now. And I have gone for... wow, is he going to go for a university? What? No. Oh, he's just replacing it. What? I think he's going to try and win the Treb War and go bomber cannons against DauT here. Honestly. I don't mind it, though, because it's like... if you let it go too late, Britons just dominate you, right? With the better archers. And you do advance faster to the next stage. So if you've got a... if he has a castle here... he's going to be doing some real damage to DauT. Dang. This swings this series massively one way or another. Vinchester already feeling really good about the first game. If DauT can win this one, though, we have ourselves a very tight series. Vinch hasn't had a market. Figures he might need it. Is going to drop it now. And just taking his time. Like, the whole... he wouldn't be able to sit here with his scouts. He wouldn't be able to see his barracks. He wouldn't be able to do all this if he would still have the threat of DauT Scout being out there. But the fact that DauT Scout is dead just allows him to have the easiest little boom ever. I think when DauT places a castle, it needs to be in the back of his base. He can't have it anywhere within Treb range. And Vinchester's idling his TCs. He's bringing Vils forward. Whoa. Whoa, man. He's clicked up. I mean, his castle's not going to be up by the time he's in. That's for sure. But, man, is that quick. Is he still idling his TCs so he can afford chemistry when he gets there, too? No, he's creating more Vils now. He doesn't know it, but this castle's pretty perfect. Vinch is playing insane with the timings in the melee. His #1 pick. Castle will, of course, immediately make trebs. I even like how he doesn't have insane amounts of villager on stone at home as well, because your eco's incredibly tight here. You don't have a lot of floating res. Knowing you're going to have stone on the front means you probably shouldn't rush down that second castle too early. It should be more gold than wood. See how he's not even rebuilding some of these farms? Oh, never mind. Is he? He is. Okay, well, whatever. I'm trying to compliment the guy too much, apparently. Okay. So you got to shoot down this wall as quickly as possible to break in and see what DauT's doing, and you obviously got to make a trap. The castle was up right before Imp, too. Oh, man. DauT's Imp TC's the back TC, so he will know that this is a possibility. So DauT is doing what he can. He's also dropping the archer ranges, something Vinchester will see. But Vinch is kind of just hoping to avoid this being an issue altogether. He is now well behind DauT and Eco, but he could take out town centers, and he could kill villagers with bombard cannons and a couple karambits. The monks are here to show up, convert some of this eco. I wonder if... I think Vinch is trying to get through, and the karambit's blocking the way. I think he wants the starting TC, because sometimes players will accidentally go for... Well, not accidentally, but if you're going to click Imp without thinking about it, it's almost always in the first TC. So he's hoping to deny DauT's Imp here. He's going for the ranges. No, dude, go for the town centers. I mean, the castle fire's helping a bit. Karambits are all around. DauT doesn't... He's just going skirms. Go for the town centers, right? Am I crazy? Go for the TCs, man. Why are we going for the archer ranges? He can always make more archer ranges. I know. I guess he's Britain, so his TCs are cheap. But what are we doing here? I don't like it. I'd like to see him take DauT down to just 2 TCs. That way his 3 TCs could you know, bring him back with the eco lead. Should be going for the town centers here, in my opinion. Because when you do this, you fall behind in villagers, but you would not if you took out those town centers. However, he did take out a range. He's working his way on the other one. The bombard cannon's on the TC now. DauT is getting bracer for his skirms. The Karambit warriors are in decent enough mass where they're killing the skirms, and DauT's under tons of pressure all the time. He's currently repairing this TC. He's not making a treb yet, but I bet you he will when he sees this, because Vinchester wants to drop a castle next to the skirmishers. Obviously, skirmishers could deny it. Like, it could kill Vills. These aren't elite Karambits, but you got the armor upgrades for free. And TC now goes down. It is going to be Arbalest for Vinch in combination with the Karambits and in combination with the Siege. But he doesn't have a ton of Siege as he pushes DauT all the way back. DauT still has golden stone in the back of his base. But, man, this is looking so tricky for him. He was able to win a game against... what series was that? Who did DauT beat? I think it was Dark. He was able to win a game against the Franks where he was Britain's being pushed. But it was not Vinchester, and it was not Malay. And Vinchester has done more than enough with this push now. I think Vinchester... I don't know if he's going to win this whole series. I don't even know if he's going to win this game yet. But he has shown some of the most impressive arena display in these first 2 games that I've seen in this tournament, and I mean that. He has had his timings down on everything. His micro with the Lycav War in the first game was incredible. Then he beat the Poles. And like, this was just so clean and so crisp. Britons, I think, are the preferred civilization here. But when you look at DauT, you're just like, well, did he really know what he could do against this? Obviously, losing his scout was... Oh, no! Losing his scout was horrible. And it really opened the door for this game to play out this way. Now, normally you think Britain trebuchets are going to dominate, but DauT doesn't have the resources or the time to get Werewolf right now. And I think it's going to be hard for DauT to escape the feeling that he's just simply not as good a player as Vinchester when he loses this game here. He will not get Werewolf. He will not complete that. We've got 2 Trebs on that and the Bombard Cannons. Werewolf's on the way, and he loses the castle. And rip to the Trebs, rip to the Skirms, rip to DauT. DauT will go down 2 games. And these have been 2 insane games from Vinchester. My goodness. Bombard Cannon still wrecking the Skirms as he dances with the crossbows. Holy crow, dude. Holy crow. Holy crow. Like, if you were new to the scene right now, and you were to see this, you would just be like, oh yeah, so this guy's like twice as good as DauT. For sure. But with this game, right? If you were brand new. Obviously, Vinchester just knows how to play the melee. And now DauT has lost his first 2 picks. His first picks were losses. Vinchester goes up 2-0. Holy crow, dude. Holy crow. All the crows in the crowds are happy. Dang. Guys, like, that was incredible. The timing on the castle was perfect with Imp. When was Imp? What was the time? Look at this. I said, oh, it's not going to be in time. Look at this. Castle's going to go up with 3 seconds remaining to Imp. Okay. So, boom. Threads the needle there. Gets the timing down perfectly. Then clicks Chemistry. But you're thinking, oh my goodness. He doesn't have the wood for a Siege Workshop. He doesn't really have the gold. The timing's not going to be right for that either. Well, not making the Siege Workshop. Oh my god, Vinchester, the timing's all off. The timing's all off. Wait a second. Siege Workshop. Siege Workshop. Boom. Siege Workshop's up within 9 seconds of completing Chemistry. Okay. Obviously, he's still doing this. He's still producing villagers. He's still doing all that good stuff. Then, we're like, oh my god, he doesn't have the wood for a Bombard Cannon. Whatever will he do? Bombard Cannon's on the way. He bought the wood real quick. Like, every single second was just performed so perfectly there from Vinchester. He's really on top of it. And then, DauT opening Skirms is a little confusing to me. I'm not sure what I think about that. I don't like it. Because if you're just going Skirms, you don't really have any bonuses that could bring you back the map control. I think that, realistically, you should be going Arbalest. I know you're going to have a limited gold, but Arbalest has extra range. Arbalest can snipe the monks and the karambits, and the Bombard Cannon's easier. So the Skirms, I think, was a misplay. I still think that DauT has some massive problems because of how Vinch would adapt to it. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. But, it's hard for me to be too critical of DauT because Vinchester's just playing insane. Love to see the fast feudal build back in action, too, because, again, no one else has been doing that here with the melee and Masters of Arena. All right, well, either way you slice it, Vinchester just needs 1 win now over the next 3 to move on to the semifinal. And man, is he looking good. He's playing as the Malians here in Game 3. And DauT is playing as the Japanese. Now, I mentioned before that I'm not that in love with the Japanese on Arena. We are in a rush to Bombard Cannon meta. They don't have Bombard Cannons. But they do have good archers. They do have good halbs. And they do have good trebs. And their economy is also extremely flexible with the cheap lumber camps and cheap mills. But, like, guys, explain to me, though. What is that lumber camp? I know you placed the lumber camp right away, and that's probably part of it. So, like, right at the start of the game, DauT decided to place the lumber camp. But, dude, like, you could even see then, that is, like, the tiniest little nugget of wood that you have available in your walls. Are you trying to chop a hole for the enemy? I mean, he's going to make another lumber camp. It's not that big a deal because Japanese lumber camps are cheap, but that was a little weird. Gold in the back's really good for DauT. Berries on the back. I mean, it's whatever. It's Arena. Stone being forward is the big deal. And Stone is also forward for Vinchester, though. So, Malians, their university works faster, and they get Bombard Cannon. So, in late game, that can be a massive deal. They do not have as good of archers as the Japanese do, and skirmishers. But what they can do is they can go for a really strong cav. So Farimba gives +5 attack on their cavalier, camels, and light cav. They also can go for like the champion line against archers. But I don't think that you should go for the champion line against Japanese, because Japanese are going to say, ha! Champions. I love champions. I can go for better champions. So, relic generation does seem to benefit DauT here, ever so slightly, with these two relics being close. The other ones look fairly contestable for either. So that could be a good thing for DauT. But we'll see if Vinchester can continue on with his amazing form here. Now DauT can have 2 camps producing wood. It's more efficient. Yeah, of course. I mean, this is not that big a deal, but I just like kind of caught my eye. The thing that Japanese can do, though, is they can really cut corners on their builds because they don't spend as much wood. So they have saved 200 wood thus far, right? 2 lumber camps, a mill, and a mining camp. So you're saving 200 wood. That's enough wood for a market and a house, which means, you know, because you're going to need those things on fast castle builds, that you can, in theory, go up a little bit faster to the next stage. Vinchester's camp isn't much better. Yeah, I suppose that's true. But Vinchester had worse immediate options. We're not sure what his scouting was. Like right here. Yeah, I think, honestly, what it is, guys, I think it's a 9-villager start, and they just go to wood right away, and they don't have time to think about it. That's what it is. Whereas in a 3-villager start, you don't take wood right away, so you have time to think about it. It might even be like, what side are the villagers on? And then you just click them. So. What do Japanese do on Arena? Well, historically, what we've seen is we've seen players go for... Like, sometimes you'll see them contest the middle for scouts or whatever, right? There have been instances where we see a lot of monks from Japanese because they have good monks. But the key for them is the forward castle fast trebs. The thing that I think will be a struggle, though, is trying to do that against Malians when they have chemistry researchable so fast and they get bomber cannons. So I think that's only a game plan for DauT in the event whatever happens in Castle Age goes really well. Because you don't want to be at a disadvantage in early imp. You want to be sure that you have an advantage if you're going forward. We could see Gabetto in this matchup. We could see the unique unit because... Like, the more I think about it, you don't want to go for infantry as the Malians. At least, like, standard infantry, like champions, because Japanese have insane champions. And they have gunpowder. Everyone forgets they have gunpowder. And their ranges. You don't want to go for Cav against Japanese, because the Japanese have good monks, but also the strong infantry, which is great against that. And that kind of hurts, right? And you don't want to go for archers because your archers don't get bracer. The more I think about it, the more I actually feel like the army compositions might be better for the Japanese. And then, you would kind of need, like, bombard cannons and Gabetto, which is a really hard composition to get to. And even then, the Gabetto, while they were buffed, and they can be very strong against infantry, it is still kind of an awkward unit to use and is low HP. I don't know. DauT's just going to boom it out. He's added the stable. We have the stable as well from Vinch. So this will be like game number 1 where both players went for stable units. Only they will be working off of different bonuses. In the first game, you had DauT with tons of Polish farms giving him food. And then Vinchester had cheaper stable units. We don't have that now. It's all wood savings for them on other things like their economic and standard buildings. If there's someone who's a real math whiz out there, could maybe do the math on me, for me right now, I'm really curious. So I'm going to do a slight pause. Trust me, it's going to be important. So, DauT at this point, he's placed 2 lumber camps, a mill, and a mining camp. He saved 200 wood. Vinchester has placed 1 mining camp, 2 lumber camps, 7 houses, a stable, a barracks, and a mill. I don't think I'm missing anything. Who saved the most wood? Because Malians, all their wood buildings are discounted by 12%, 15%. Why is that number not in my brain right now? I feel like Vinchester might have actually saved the most wood. Makes sense because he made so many buildings, but I don't know if that amounts to 200 or what. I think, like, over time, Malian bonus is simply better. Because you're making things that are affected by that bonus all the time. The husbandry on the way for Vinchester, and then Light Cav on the way for DauT. And your units actually get 0.05 slower when you go from Scout to Light Cav, which is a bit of a weird thing. So staying on Scouts isn't horrible, but I think it's probably, like, getting Husbandry and also getting Light Cav is great because then you're faster than your opponent's Light Cav, so. Isn't the question still who spent more rather than who saved more? I guess it's kind of similar in my mind. I mean, I think what you're saving is most important. I want to know how much you're saving for the buildings that everyone has built thus far in the game, because they have built similar buildings. It's a situational thing in a game, right? Because both players are trying to go for fairly similar things right now, right? Look at Vinchester waiting by the gate, sees the spearman, says, I'll take that spear, sees the monk, says, I'll take you too. Uses all that speed, guys. The Husbandry and Light Cap play is so good. And he might be able to get away with this one as well. DauT has to realize now, surely, that something's going on here. This happened to him again. He's like, why can't I not catch that? And now if he gets too close here, he could lose a Light Cap. He's going to stay here. Maybe he's a little tilted at the moment. I don't think he should stay here. He loses a Light Cap. But he does have a lot of units, and he almost got through there, so it might actually end up being pretty good for DauT. Maybe that was a little overly critical. But you're on 3 TCs now if you're Vinchester. DauT hasn't even added the third yet. Light Cav are going to run in, and DauT's going to keep the gate open. Does he want to stay here? He's going to leave one unit in there, and he's going to take a look around. No loom for Vinch. And no house wall? What? Hello? Okay, I really expected there to be more execution there on Vinchester's part. Watch him play Arabia a lot, and this is going to be good for DauT. DauT might even be able to kill some monks in the process. The camel's going to be there. A quick wall finally comes in for Vinch, and he gets the conversions. But that was, overall, really good for DauT, I think. He doesn't kill the monks. He does lose units, but he killed 3 villagers. That was surprising. It was just one simple house there for Vinchester. He would have been fine. But what we don't see is, he's looking elsewhere. And sometimes you just don't think your opponent's actually going to engage. DauT also has 1 relic. And he's working on getting more. 3 Light Cap for him, 5 for Vinchester. And Vinchester, if he's paying attention, will kill this monk. Here, we'll see if Vinch is microing this, or if it was just on attack stance. Oh, he's microing it now. Kills that, and also kills... kills this one, okay. Had those on stand grounds. Really good work from Vinchester to kill those monks. And he's still going to have the villager lead here. And he could kill Light Cav with his camel, but you do not want to give up that camel right now to a conversion. 1 relic for Vinch. Could be 2. DauT could make his way over there. DauT will just notice it's gone off the mini-map. This relic's still pretty close to DauT, so advantage to him there, in my opinion. There's the monk. This will obviously be an advantage for Vinch long-term. Vinchester comes over to respond to that. Vinchester looking around for a potential monk. I think he'd be shocked to know that DauT's going for this one instead of this one right now. So his priority is this. And then he will realize once this relic's on the way back. 52 villagers versus 50. Camel's looking. Camel's going to see that. And Camel could be converted, but Camel's just going to run away. And Light Cav are in! Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, the monk was running away, and Vinchester says, sup, bro? I'm going to do this to you, too. And he's in here whether he likes it or not. Meantime, Camel gets saved, and now it's DauT's turn to lose vills. He's going to lose 1. He's going to lose 2. And DauT, I don't know if he's queued Loom yet. He has, but oh man, this is hurting DauT's economy so much more than Vinchester hurt his. Or than he hurt Vinchester's. Just 1 villager, I suppose, though. And a similar thing could happen where the Light Cav could get killed by these Light Cav. And here, DauT is going to kill that. So he can get that relic. And he just got this relic. Okay, so he's going to be at 3 relics. But Vinchester now sees Loom is in. And Vinchester's going to lose his Light Cav. Interesting. And a big thing here for Vinchester right now is he gets fletching. Excuse me? That's a misclick. He wants to get forging. He is definitely trying to get forging. He does not want fletching. That is a hotkey thing. I don't know if he clicks them or if he uses a hotkey, but I click mine, for example. But a lot of players use hotkeys now. Monk goes down there, but yeah, fletching's in. Woohoo! Oh, wait, he's making archers. Never mind. What? I think he's misread the situation here. I think he is expecting DauT to have added some spears to come forward because that's what Japanese love to do, guys. They love to go spears with the light cav and then a forward castle into the Trebor. And that's why I believe he's going archers now. But DauT has a whole lot more light cav than Vinch. DauT's going to have 4 relics, which is huge. And DauT's on 4 TCs as well. So in theory, DauT will have the better economy in the long run. I think DauT's in a really good spot right now. And I also, while Malians do have more options than Japanese, I'm not sure if, like, a Civ that has good infantry and cav is that good against Japanese, honestly. I think the long term could arguably be better for Japanese. And Vinch can't go forward with the castle because there's so much army here from DauT. Like, it just would not be easy to execute on. And he sees that too. He's probably like, crap, I need more cav. Archer switch feels very out of place, especially the res to upgrade these things. 175 food and 100 gold for the crossbowman upgrade. Ballistics, the university. I know the university's cheaper. The units themselves. Yeah, there's no way that you can get a castle down at DauT base. Right? Am I crazy here? Does no upgrades, I guess. He's got 4 archers. There's no way. DauT doesn't know that these things are going to be crossbowmen. That's going to surprise him. But he could just convert a couple of them. Yeah, light cav, go in. Take the fight, DauT. Like, you're under no pressure here. Your opponent's invested a lot. Take the fight. I like this fight from DauT. I don't know how it will go, but I think it's a good decision. He converts 2 of the crossbows. He's going to lose his monks. But the castle's still not going to go up. And Vinchester, after 2 amazing games, he's probably starting to feel like this one's slipping away from him now. DauT simply just clicks up to Imp. This castle was part of the plan. Not going to happen. DauT's going to just easily drop a castle in the middle. DauT holds the gate open. And is going to hope to get some raiding in. And Vinch, he's not up to Imp because he spent resources on the crossbow upgrades. The blacksmith upgrades there and the crossbowman. If you're DauT, you just got to take it one game at a time here. You never know how things are going to go. We've seen DauT pull off reverse sweeps in the past. Yeah, it must be so annoying that the crossbows you converted are still alive here. Or that the enemy converted. Alright, so what's DauT's army comp? He's seen his opponents on crossbow. But his opponent's probably not even going to stay on crossbow. If anything, his opponent would go for gunpowder. I think DauT should just go for, like, archers. Like, just go arbalest. This is what I like with Japanese here. I'm not sure why he's going skirms. I guess it's because he saw archers, but... Anyways, you can go skirm crossbow. I like opening with crossbow. Malians are going to go, oh, boy. I'm going to go bomber cannons against that. Well, you already have a monastery. Make a couple monks and can convert them. Or they say, oh, I want to go champions because champions have high pierce armor. There's the barracks. Well, if you're going archers anyways, and you have the ranges anyways, you will have researched chemistry, which does give you access to hand cannon, which is fine against infantry. I don't know why DauT wants to open with skirms all the time. He's addicted to skirms, but he is going to go crossbow now. Vinch was about to drop a castle here, and then he saw there was a castle from DauT and thought better of it. But DauT, if he makes one treb, he will have a pretty realistic chance of taking out this castle, or at least forcing Vinchester into a ton of repairs. I think we should say that DauT's pretty late on the upgrades here. All that said, they'll come in pretty quick, and he doesn't need army right now. He just needs trebs. And Trebs is something he's not doing right away. So he didn't know the castle was there, which is probably what influenced the decision to not make Trebs. And he doesn't know what we know, that supplies has come in. We've now got, the full champion line being researched. You have to go from all the way from Man-at-Arms all the way up to Champ. If that's what Vinch wants. And I'm sure Vinch wants to go chemistry too, so he can go bombard cannons. Otherwise, he wouldn't have a siege workshop here. That went conscription first, which means he produces faster out of his military buildings, which is never a bad thing on Arena. But it will get interesting now because he hasn't forced Vinchester into repairing this castle. DauT's going to be looking around. He sees the castle, and now he knows. Time to make Trebs. Now, I'll tell you what the clowns would be doing already. They'd already be on a second monastery, and they'd be making monks, because you know that bomber cannons will come. I do not consider DauT a clown, though he has performed really well in Arena in the past. Will DauT recognize that you're probably not going to take this castle out without monks? Because if you just commit to the Trebs, you could potentially throw it. You've got 4 relics. You pretty much just need to hold this position, but 2 Trebs, soon to be 4 Trebs. And now we've got 2 bombard cannons coming out for Vinch. 1 here, and I can't see the other siege workshop. Oh, it's right next to it. Sorry, all the Malian architecture is just so similar. Still no Arbalest for DauT. Does DauT see anything here? He doesn't see the barracks. You've got to be expecting champs here, right? It's dropping another castle. Okay, bomber cannons are going to pop. DauT's getting Cataparuto, so we could pack up these Trebs a bit faster. That could be good. He also could use his army here to take out the bombard cannons. One of the Trebs has gone down. Vinch does have Bodkin, so his castle will do a lot to help here. And nice attack ground. Then DauT's just trying to force these bombard cannons away. But I don't think this is the play, as again he runs into another shot. DauT. Just make monks, dude. DauT's still in a winning position in this game, but he's not making his fans right now really have a lot of belief that he could close this one out. Oh my goodness, runs into another shot. Vinchester's had some great micro here. Still 0 monk technologies coming in for DauT. If he had the monks standing here, the bombard cannons would have to back away. And there, okay, now we have redemption. Okay, so it took him a bit of time. Yeah, I think that's the correct play here. And all things considered, DauT's Arbalest they've hung out here long enough where that castle's down. Really interesting. That's all DauT wanted, and that's going to give him time to go for some other things. And now, guys, I'm incredibly concerned for Vinch because his castle's down, which means he has no protection. He has to show his hand, and DauT's got 3 castles to produce samurai. I think trying to go infantry against the Japanese is just an invitation for them to join you. But DauT, you're not so certain you're going to win this, right? Just back away. These things have tons of pierce armor. Back away for a second. I'd love to see hand cannons from the ranges. I think it'd be awesome. But something that's maybe even more immediate is a couple samurai. They're not elite, though. And non-elite samurai are not that impressive. And here comes Vinch. And DauT's committing to samurai. And if he commits to samurai and then he loses his castles, it could be something he regrets massively as he gets hit big time by those arbs. Or by the bombard cannon, sorry, on the arbs. Okay, more attack rounds from Vinch. Champion numbers are coming from the back of Vinch's base, so it takes time. DauT didn't have block printing yet, so he tried to convert a cannon, but he didn't have the range, and oh my god! Oh, it's kind of hard to watch, man. Like, he's... Okay, now he has block printing, but he's not producing the monks. Oh, the Trebs are wrecking, though. Trebs? Ooh, there you go. Little bit of revenge. Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Cataparuto, let's go! Woo! And can he convert a cannon? Oh, he converts a cannon as well. DauT's fine. Okay. Just typical DauT fashion where he just makes you think. Oh, God. My God, DauT, please no. Please no. Oh. Come on, dude. You got this. Oh, you just never know what's going to happen. Like, you know those comments people will leave where it's like, I love watching Lowy the Legends because I never really know what's going to happen? There are days where you could say similar things about DauT when compared to the pro scene. He's got 4 relics. He's got 3 castles. He's got elite samurai now. There's no way he loses this game. He's fine. Right? He's got to be fine. Okay, Monk gets sniped. Vinchester has had insane micro. And Vinch is going to go for Cav as well. Bombard cannons have made all the difference this game, but we just saw a lot of cannons go down to Trebs, so DauT could maybe try and use that strat again. Vinch just hoping to shoot the monks, and he's got enough cannons where it's happening. He's not losing the bombard cannons to these monks anymore. But DauT should always continue to make more monks. More than anything, though, you want samurai numbers here. Now, guys, Vinch, he's going to lose access to some of this stone because DauT's dropping a castle there. And Vinch has not been able to take this gold. So DauT's just happy to sit back. DauT can take more gold, and he has more gold from relics. What is this, by the way? Just a couple random light cav. Good work from DauT to move around that time. Bombard cannons land a massive shot. Vinch probably feels like it's now or never. And here's the now. DauT trying. Does get a conversion on a cannon, which was huge. His Trebs are firing on the cannons too, and I cannot track this. All I know is those shots come in so fast after Kataparuto, and the game is sped up as well, which I assume means that I have it on fast forward, and we are going to where the spec delay was because this game has ended? Yeah. That wins just as everyone expected. But honestly, guys, he played really solid, and Japanese matched up quite nicely here. I know his micro was rough at times, but he was able to get the castle down at the end of the day. He did get monks out, and then Samurai just cannot be stopped easily by the Malians. And I think Vinchester recognized those concerns as he was playing the game. Because initially I was like, ooh, Malians have some cool things going for them. But they just don't match up nicely against the Japanese. So I think that's why he tried to be creative with the forward castle and the weird crossbow thing. But the timing was super awkward. Again, he moved forward with 4 crossbows with ballistics. It's just not enough. And DauT did a good job with the army mass in the middle. He had enough army to be able to contest for that control. And normally when you see a player go for the 4th town center, that is when they're like, ooh, okay, I'm not going to be pushed early, and I can really expand that economy and breathe a little bit here. And those are the types of games that DauT wants. He didn't get it in game number 2 because of Vinchester's insane pressure with the timings. He got it here. 10k more resources collected from DauT. And, you know, we've got a comeback going on here, folks. Let's go. All right, here we are, Mongols versus Aztecs, and this is fun. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm an old fart, you know, I've been around this game for a decade, but anyone else get really excited when we've got classic civs up against each other? Let's go. Let's go, baby. Mongols, Aztecs. We're back in 2014 again. And Aztecs used to be the number 1. And Aztecs, they want those relics more than maybe any other civilization. You get 33% more gold for the Aztecs from the relics. And their monks also can be very strong as they get more HP added to their monks per monk technology. This relic being close is very nice. This relic being close is very nice. The other relics would be a bit more difficult. And then the Aztecs can't go for scouts. So usually, God, watching DauT push deer is just something else. Usually what you see is you see eagles added into the mix. And trying to go for eagles and monks is a little tricky because light cav can outmaneuver them. So I think Vinch will just go light cav here. As exciting as it can be to go for the Mangadai, it's just too costly to try and do in the early stages. But I think I'm really okay. So this is how I think it should play out. If you notice at some point that Vinch is going Mangadai as the opening, which I give a 5% chance, so I don't know why I'm explaining it, but if that's the opening, you go double Monastery Monks. Barles did that against Jordan. We didn't get all of our stuff up to extras, so I don't know if that's actually on extras or not. But that was really good from Barles 2 weeks ago. But more realistically, it's going to be light cav. So I think you go fast castle with a barracks. Fast castle with a blacksmith market. And you can add the barracks on the way up. And you can just go 1 barracks, 1 monastery in an attempt to get 2 relics. That would probably only be enough to just protect your monks and get 2. If you want more than that, I think you need double barracks with 1 monastery. You do not, especially as DauT, want to go double monastery. You have to go double barracks because DauT, he's just not a player who can control mass monks really well. But Aztecs have the ability to produce a bit faster, so you could produce more out of the barracks and make a lot of eagles. So, yeah, I think Finch just goes for stable and just goes light cav. Mongols get more HP on their light cav, and Mongols really need the late game. So, hope to go to the late game with a lot. And then, like, you can never surrender map control in Castle Age here if you're Finch. Because if you surrender map control in Castle Age, even if you're getting the castles up to go Mangadai, DauT will have map control, he'll forward castle you and treb you down. And with this forward stone, you're screwed. So we might even see Mongol cav archers. So there's a world where committing to the Mangadai is too risky, and you might just want to go Hussar and cav archer, because at least your cav archers still fire faster. That never feels great, because you always want to be going towards your civilization strength, and while that is a strength, and they do fire faster, it's not like the best unit type you can make. So you think Dave is more of a monk? Dave is so far from a monk, it's not even funny. Also, did Vinchester not find these pigs? Or does he not care about them, or what? He's just scouting the map first? What about Dave gives you clergy vibes? Dave is the opposite of a monk. But I guess, you know, the bald head does give that vibe. Scraggly bald guy? Yeah, maybe. Alright, so it's good for Vinch. He knows this is there. Still really weird he didn't take them yet, right? Like, that was clearly just something he forgot about. Do the monks in this game have beards? I don't know. I never looked. Mongol cav archers are underused. Going them allows your castles to produce trebs and allows easier massing of a death ball. Well, I don't want to say underused, but I think... Okay, yeah, I agree. I would be splitting hairs if I said I disagree. There's definitely too many instances where people are trying to go Mangadai, and then they just can't because they start to have to make trebs or they lose their castles. I think we should see trebuchets a little, or cav archers rather, a little bit more from the Mongols. Yo, this lumber camp's incredible. What did it look like when he started? Oh yeah, baby. These lumber camps are great. He probably decided to go 1 lumber camp solely because of that little nook. Because now it's like a new lumber camp on a flat piece of wood. Because you've chopped all those trees on the sides. Whereas DauT added 2 lumber camps. Because he didn't have a little nook to work with. Actually, he could have gone here. That allows you to get like 4 trees, 5 trees maybe before it's flat. Okay, so barracks, blacksmith market. Not going for the barracks even earlier than I would have worked into my build. I probably would have delayed building that until I was on my way to Castle Age. So with that choice, I would have been Castle Age faster, but I'd have less eagles. And eagles ultimately are the most important thing. Alright. Finch is up. Finch's eco is looking pretty smooth. He will want a lot of scouts here. I wonder if there's a world where you can add a lancer or 2. I think a lancer or 2 might actually be good. I don't think we'll see it, though, because lancers do cost gold, and he only has 2 on gold, which is built up towards... that's going to be built up towards the monks. I could see him getting husbandry, and I could see him getting light cav. And there's an eagle, and DauT. Ooh, man, the scout almost went in. I mean, I would have thought about it. There's no loom in there, but then your scout's probably trapped. If you were to put a percentage on it, how much stronger are Mangudai than Cav Archers? 25%. I don't know if it's real easy to come up with that number, though. But I would say 25%. But Mongol Cav Archers are like 25%-ish better than regular Cav Archers. So, oh, Scout is in. The Vinch does go in, so he had time to think about whether or not he would have wanted that originally. And DauT tries to quick wall. And DauT doesn't get the quick wall down. Scout is in. Now, Vinch is a nerd, but you got to be careful here, man. Like, he's looking at that thing, and he's going to lose his... Okay, hello? Hello? Both play... Wow, that's huge. That is huge. Now, you can just get loom here, dude. You don't even need to worry about this if you just get loom. That scout's going to run around forever. It's Vinchester. Just get loom. Spearman goes down. But that was still a really nice find from DauT. I could see the future. Did you guys know that? And I can see a world where DauT doesn't get loom and he loses 2 villagers to this light cav. This light cav has drawn 2 eagles in here. So yes, while 1 unit from Vinchester isn't able to really accomplish much in the middle with the Relic War, 2 units from DauT cannot. DauT's going to add the second TC, also adding the second barracks. Get loom, dude! You're going to live... I don't get it. I do not understand. I really don't. It bothers me so much. And he's not going to be finished yet because you still don't have loom. Okay, here's another villager. Oh, she fought back. She's a beast. No loom for her. Monk can't hop out of the monastery just yet because the light cav is around. Okay, second TC's coming up. Now, okay, in theory, if you get loom, you're then down a villager. So he's kind of even. Right? Because the time it takes to research loom, that is also the time that you would take to produce a villager. So, honestly, if he only loses 1 vill, it's actually not as big a deal as I'm, making it out to be. And Vinchester is currently using this as almost a distraction of sorts. So we can try and get relics. He's going to bring in this relic. That's a nice find. Here, he just killed a monk. Wow, Vinchester's his speed is just insane. And Lightcap's still microing around here. What a nerd. What a nerd, man. Ain't no room for loom. I like that. Oh, this is a big clear. Big clear. Lightcap should destroy this. Yep, DauT takes the fight because he's not going to be able to get away anyways. But, oh, man, he's going to lose so much. Lightcap still running around. Eagles are going to go down. We will see 1 Lightcap die, maybe. Depends on if the spear gets hit. Okay, 2 Lightcap go down. But Vinchester would be very happy with that trade. And, ooh, tries to micro down the spear, too, and gets it. Lightcap here. Is he finally going to die? No, he's still running. Vinchester. On a scale of 1 to 10, how annoyed would you be, viewers, if this guy is still in a Lightcap running through? I mean, at least DauT's not going to chase it with 2 units now. But God, get a life, bro. Get a life. He's going to attack. DauT fights back. He says, okay, DauT's paying attention. He goes back in. And he gets the villager kill. Okay, now loom would have been worth it. You gotta get loom, man. Ay, ay, ay. He's still running around with it. He's still doing it. This guy just won't quit. All right. Third TC now for Vinchester. Vinchester has a lot of weak Lightcap to heal up. At this, DauT's still chasing it, dude. It's 8 HP. Like, I think at this point, even without loom, you might not need to worry about it. I would be so annoyed if I were DauT, but I respect it so much. Vinch also has to worry about this. He sees a monk in the middle, and bop, dead. Beautiful micro again from Vinchester. Looking for more monks around the monastery. He will lose that light cab because he's looking here, but he knew there must be a monk over here, and he's going to bop that one down as well. This light cab's still running. Still running. Still moving. 3 eagles are chasing now. And the villagers still don't get it. Oh my goodness, man. I'd feel flexed on at this point. But hey, I mean, Vinchester's looking at the weak light cab. Oh, 2 more almost made it in there. Would have been a disaster. 2 relics for Vinch, by the way. This guy's had 1 minute and 40 seconds of TC idle time on top of all this shenanigans. Like, what crazy play from him. And he gets 3 relics. Which is great. He's even going to get bloodlines now, because this is where you need that map control, right? Yeah. Both players are going to stone right now. Both players are going to want castles. I don't think we want a forward castle from Vinch. But Vinch knows I cannot allow Spearman and Eagle to overwhelm the middle because he will forward castle me. Bloodlines really tax on a lot of HP here. It takes you to 98 HP here for the Mongol light cav. And Monk goes down. And Vinch probably considering taking the fight after Bloodlines, but the way the units were positioned was a bit awkward. And he's getting Forging too. He's going to add more light cab. This is a perfect call from Vinch. And oh, wait, did he kill another? Wait a second. Hold on, we got to go back. Did he really? Oh my god. Vinchester is a freaking legend, dude. Okay, guys. So what happens here, because this is all part of it, all right? So he knows that he's about to go in for an engagement. So the guy who is resting here, the 2 HP light cav, gets sent in at the exact same moment. So we look at this, as does DauT, right? And this light cav, because the villagers don't have loom, by the way, kills 1, and then it's going to kill 2 villagers before DauT finally realizes, and then, you know, ends up killing it with 1 hit. That is insane. Vinchester's playing out of his mind here. And he's going to heal up those light cav. DauT thinking about an engagement. And I think he should engage, but Forging kicks. And Bloodlines and Forging lead to Vinchester mopping it up. Vinchester with 26 kills, 7 deaths. He's playing out of his mind. Like, I really hope I'm not sounding like too much of a fanboy here, right? But how can you not get excited about this play? And now DauT knows, I can't do a defensive castle here. I just can't. I need more production, so he's going to drop more barracks. Did get the 2nd relic, though, DauT, so that's good. Sorry, we're just catching up to live time. That's why it's a little fast. It's because I kept going back to admire this play. And yeah, now we're at live time. And Vinch is still got a healthy amount of light cav. I think he knows the Eagles will have to retreat, so he's trying to get behind them before engaging, which is something that DauT, I think, has picked up on. Vinch looking to see what else is happening here. And he wants these Eagle kills, so here he goes, and he's going to engage now. Half the group from behind engaging, group from the front getting in front, DauT hoping to get conversions. Vinch might end up backing away. If the trees weren't there, I think he stays. But because he can't really run through there... Yeah, this is actually a really good moment for DauT. He gets 2 conversions, and he can heal. What an annoying little spot for DauT to find himself. And now Vinch clicks up to Imp, and he is going to add a couple Step Lancers. With his light cav. Because Step Lancers are really good against, like, the Eagle Spearman combination. Especially with the clumps of units. The Step Lancers are always hitting because they have that 1 range. And Mongol Step Lancers have more HP as well. I don't like this fight, though. They may be trying to force it a little bit too much. Iron Casting on the way now for Vinch. More Step Lancers in the queue. And not really rushing out the Manga Die. I like it. Takes a fight. DauT needs the Pikeman upgrade. Vinchester would own this fight if he had the Step Lancers there at the same time and Iron Casting. But he's probably just adding farms and doing other things in those moments. DauT's got more army. DauT really recovering with numbers, but DauT's not on the way to the Imperial Age. Vinchester finds a conversion on a Spearman. Vinchester finds a couple kills here, but man, there are units just everywhere from the Aztecs. And now DauT realizes it's time for me to go Imp. But what he wants, guys, is he wants a forward castle. He does not want to settle for a defensive castle here. We might see the villagers pooled, And they might come back. He might be like halfway across the map, and then he might realize, oh crap, I can't do that because the step lancers are here. Well, he's not going to go out now. Look at these steps go. And can you really avoid this? I think Vinch will be satisfied with losing 2 step lancers if he could kill all of this. Not sure. Feels like now you could potentially breathe and bring a castle out here, right? Now you can drop one. And do we see Elite Step Lancer, guys? I mean, he's committed. He doesn't have a castle to do anything else yet. He's adding a range, so he definitely wants to... Camel? You better cancel that upgrade, Vinchester. We know that's a misclick. He wanted Elite Step Lancer. Not Camel, bro! It takes 2 minutes to research that. Ah! Camels counter knights. You're up against a civ that can't make knights. He clicked it again! He canceled and clicked it again. Okay. He realized... He's getting Elite Step Lancer now. By the way, the Elite Step Lancer icon is one of the best icons in the game. Prove me wrong. Like, that looks so cool. That's just spamming out of those barracks, man. We will see Mega Die for Vinch, but he's really tried to ease his way into it here. And DauT's castle had to be defensive, which gives Vinchester a lot of time to build up. Elite Step Lancer's gonna be in, and DauT just got Eagle Warrior, but clang, 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 get chewed. I think you should back away, in theory, because you have the range, but look at these Lancers own that army. Oh my goodness gracious, that was satisfying. Can we rewatch that? Let's rewatch it for the people. Rewatch it for the Shorts channel later. Watch this. Rewatch it for the T90 talk. Ready? Okay. So, here we have 16 Lancers versus 14 Eagles, 8 Pikemen, and 1 Monk, but we're not going to count the Light Cav and the Monk here because that's not exciting. Watch this again. Started with 16 Lancers. There's still 16 Lancers. 1 unlucky Lancer died and followed by a second. Only 2 units, the Lancers that is, died for Vinchester in that engagement. That was insane. I'm loving it, dude. This is so well played from Vinchester. And now you've got the Lancers, but your opponent's still probably just going to make a lot more pikes. And you can see it, too. You've seen the barracks. So now you probably don't take a fight here because you don't want to force the issue. He's going to try and break through the walls. Oh, my goodness. Catching up to live time, but he's making Mega Die. Even this castle is super defensive in his base. Also killing a villager there. And Lancers running away here. We have Garland Wars on the way for DauT. He will have full upgrades on these pikes. The Lancers won't want to be anywhere close to him now, because they've got 4 plus 8 attack, plus full armor, plus the bonus damage. I love this castle from Vinch. I also like the outpost here. The only thing I'd say is he just needs to make sure he wall sees Wilson. You could build your next castle here, realistically, but you don't want to lose these fills. DauT's making a treb right now. DauT wants to treb down these castles. And he's hoping he's going to see a castle over here right now. He's got 46 pikes. The castle goes up over here for Vinchester, and yet there is the castle for DauT. Light Cav looking around, trying to find something. The pikes eat through that like it's me with my oatmeal in the morning. Okay. Step Lancers. 1 gets converted. He's very confused. Another one gets converted. He's now dead. We have Elite Mangadai on the way for Vinchester. Now, obviously the Mangadai are good against the army that DauT is going to be making, because DauT's primarily on Pikemen. But DauT's also going to have Eagle Warrior, which is helpful at least against the Mangadai because of the high Pierce armor. Just remember, though, Mangadai have a bonus against Siege. Vinchester engages. Oh, man. He takes this fight. He will lose Lancers here. He's not fully maxed yet. He needs to be careful. You really just got to let the Mangadai chip away and wait to have those Lancers in front for if there's any Eagles, I think. And even then, Eagle's max Pierce armor is 8. Mangadai do 12 damage. So Eagles actually get shredded by this. So DauT realizes I probably need some skirmishers in here. And Aztec skirms can be really good. With the Ladle upgrade. Oh, Vinchester tries to kill a monk there. Actually loses a Mangadai to some pikes. And also loses a couple units to conversions here. But look how fast these pikemen die. Vinchester trying to treb down DauT's castle. A little surprising. Loses a treb there. He's really not working with the highest army count right now, Vinch. He's just killing so much. It's been a 3-1 KD game for him. It was 5-1 at one point. So DauT's units have got some kills. I do not know how DauT breaks this. He needs to save 4 trebs. He needs to make sure he has skirms and like monks and everything. And he needs to start grinding down castles. Fast. It needs to happen soon. Oh, man. And you can see Vinch wants those trebs. And Vinch lures the pikes out of position. There are still some pikes elsewhere. But DauT's going to lose some of his trebs. I can't really see them. Okay, so 2 out of the 4 were taken out. Mangadai still just mowing down these pikemen. The execution from Vinchester here is just ridiculous. And he's just going to take this castle out from DauT. It's so difficult to get to Mangadai. It's so difficult to play against the Aztecs when the Aztecs can flood the map with pikemen and eagle in Castle Age. But his early engagements, that one annoying light cav, everything was just so well executed. And he didn't rush the idea of the Mangadai, which a lot of people do. Light cav go in, say, hello, monks. I'd like to kill you, please. Kill a couple of them. Mangadai haven't really died at all this game. They've been converted, but they haven't died. The group that's left has 56 kills. And DauT desperately repairing his castle here. But, man, some of his units are even going out this way, and the Mangadai just chewing every infantry unit that comes in close. Look, the Lancers were also waiting, because he knew that Eagles or something would come in for those trebs. Wow. You know what else is wow? Talk about Aztec production and how easy it is to just spam from one building. DauT still is at 200 pop. That's pretty insane. Vinchester's killing a lot of gold units, though, now that Eagles are in the mix. DauT's castle stands. DauT's not finished yet, guys. Say what you want about DauT, but that first game, right? Crazy fight from him. I know the game 2 maybe didn't have an opportunity to fight as much. But this game here, very impressive that he continues to try and force the issue. But there's no way you should ever have your trebs this exposed against Mongols. I think the reason he did that is because he feels like it has to happen now for him, or he is finished. Look at that gold count for Vinchester right now. There are moments where sometimes you're queuing units, and then you kind of... Or sorry, you're microing units, and you forget to queue up units. So for Vinchester, we have to pay attention to that. Because this is a lot of micro to get the most value from the Mangadai. There's no stable units in queue, but okay, right as I say that, he queues up Hussars. And DauT is no counter to Mangadai now. And I think it's correct from Vinch. As exciting as it is to see more Step Lancers, I think it is correct to stop making the Step Lancers now and just use all your gold for Mangadai. That is your best unit. Both players were taking this gold, and they both find each other, which is kind of fun. So whoever ends up having units on top there will be pretty happy. Now, also taking this gold, something Vinchester really needs to think about denying. And it looks like Vinchester's still going to be taking gold here, but depends on what's attacking what here. I guess maybe DauT will. So he'll have both the neutral golds, and he still has another chance. Vinchester has 300 kills and 142 losses. Would be incredibly painful to lose this game. And he stacked his castles in the... Well, he's got 3 castles in the back. He stacked his castles in the back because he knew that DauT would try and pressure the ones on the front. And that's how he would lose this game. This needs to be denied, though. It's giving DauT a couple more waves, a couple more attempts. But God, this Mangadai mass is crazy now. He's at 40 of them almost. DauT still taking stone and gold here. DauT still taking gold here. Getting golden come from those relics. Taking gold here. That will now be denied. Again, the Eagles have tons of attack if they hit. DauT has done a great job using the monks against Mangudai. That has been his best weapon. Look at Vinch's micro. Mongols are one of my favorite civs in the game, man. Steppe Lancers, Mangudai. Oh, it's so fun to play against. And so annoying to play against if you're the enemy. DauT does have Trebs waiting here. When you force the Mangudai back like that, that's your opportunity to maybe go in for a castle, but it's just so short-lived. And these are costly losses. Eagles are so gold heavy, and it feels like they haven't accomplished anything. It almost, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he should have just gone Pike Skirm and saved the gold for monks and Trebs. DauT just dropped a castle here to finish what's left of that gold. He just finishes it now, but there's some stone there too. And then here DauT was able to get back, which again I think Vinch shouldn't allow. Vinch is getting nomads so he could delete houses. What? Nobody ever researches that tech. Okay. Did they add another effect to nomads, guys? Because I know they addressed some unique techs. I don't think they changed nomads. But he can now just delete all of his houses if he wants to. Because after researching nomads, you could delete your houses and still maintain some population still. Drill is now coming in, which is the other unique tech. So maybe he tried to research that. I don't see him deleting houses right now. And that's just for fast siege as he's now going onager. Yeah, it's probably likely that he clicked the wrong one. I did make a video on the most useless unique techs in the game, and nomads was on it. But like Mongols already have so much, I don't think they really need a super useful second unique tech. Right? That's where it gets tricky. If they had more than this, it's like, what are we doing here? Skirms with Adladdle, 3+5 attack, 9 range. They outrange the Mangudai. The Hussars running to their deaths here. Vinchester just wants what's left of this gold, what's left of this stone, and he's had to swing his Mangudai this way to do it. Dropping more stables now. He did just take out DauT's castle. Obviously, DauT is done in Masters of Arena if he loses this game. So he will want to make sure that he gets his, he fights as much as possible. But he's literally got one more big wave. One more big attempt. And that's going to be for this castle. And Vinchester feeling like he needs a little bit more damage output has added the onagers. And I think he's just almost waiting for DauT now. And DauT's like, can I do it? Okay, I should punish him. He's kind of letting me. Let's do it. Here we go. Okay, and he sees onagers, and he's probably like, crap. Abort, abort, abort. And then drill onagers can chase you down. Oh, gosh. Yeah, good luck micring against that. Oh. It's the correct play to abort. But if you abort, you definitely lose, because you'll start to lose all these buildings to the Trebs from Vinch now. So yet again, I'll say, Vinchester has just played this perfectly. And I'm excited to see more from him, too, because these have been fun games. Really fun wins to watch. He's a really gifted player, man. And the big question with Vinch is always, what type of shape is he in? Like, with Titans League Season 2, he was kind of in rough shape. I think he had taken a long break from the game. But he looks super motivated right now. Redemption's in for DauT, so now you can convert the siege, but you've got 2 monks that have to somehow get close to these things. How much are you going to lose before those conversions even happen, if they happen? DauT's going to try. And there go the shots. And maybe Vinch senses something is up and he just wheels away. And nothing was converted there at all. And now the skirmishers are all getting flattened. The monks are all gone. And DauT is gonna... Well, DauT is out. He's out of time. He's out of luck. He's out of units. He is giving us some highlights here because he's the man of the people. But Vinchester will take down that castle. Vinchester will steal those relics from DauT. Onager! Oh, gets converted. Okay. But the next shot was huge. Yeah, Vinch he's like, let me just take those monks real quick, if you don't mind. It's still crazy how quick Aztecs can produce units, though. Like, the fact that DauT's still at 170 pop after losing this is just ridiculous. And he does have wood, he does have food, so we can continue to make spears and skirms, but he'll also continue to lose his units. I think Siege Ram would be awesome from Vinch, just to take out the buildings a little bit faster. Obviously, Onager's been very helpful here, but I think Rams, they also can't be converted, so that's a good thing about them. Sorry about the speed, guys. I'm not sure why it's been doing that, but I did pause a couple times to look at highlights, so that's probably why. And DauT's like, give me the relics. You gotta take a relic of Aztecs, please. Converts another Onager, got splatted, though. And DauT's not going to get those relics back into that monastery anytime soon. Power of the Mongols from Vinchester. The annoying light cav in the back of DauT's base. Scouts, step lancers, back castles. I mean, it really is just perfection. I can't say much more. And DauT is a competitive guy, right? So he will not be happy that he's lost. However, I think he has to recognize as well how good Vinchester played today, right? There are times where you play your best and you're just like, whoa, I wasn't even close. And that was today. DauT would probably say that he could have performed certain aspects a little bit better, but Vinchester was elite level arena today. And it's one of my favorites to win the whole thing if he can continue to play like this in the semifinals and beyond. The forward castle just to fully secure this area. Big attack rounds there. This unit controls just insane. Oh, poor DauT. I'm not sure what he's thinking right now or what he's seeing right now, but he stopped producing and he is typing. And he says, GG, good luck next. And a well-deserved GG, good luck next there, because Vinchester's played so well. Man, what a game. Vinchester got so much value from every unit he made in this game. And then after getting that excellent value, he said, I'm going to make more with it. And he didn't sacrifice economically either. Right? A lot of players, when they micro like that, they don't have good eco upgrades, or they don't have the town centers, or they don't get the relics. Like, this guy's just so fast. Look at the APM. Look at that. Is there a single point where there's a blue bar over the red bar? Here. So, okay. And then, I guess at the very end. Right, at the very end there. And, you know, if you're able to use that speed to balance out, you know, everything I just touched on a little bit better than your opponent. And that potential's there. I obviously, Arena is not a map that's based on speed. It is also a map on strategy. But Vinchester was able to use speed today, both with his uptimes and his build orders with the Malay game, and also just his micro and control of the middle. Game 1 was a slog, and maybe if DauT would have won that game, we'd be headed to a Game 5 right now. But Vinchester was able to get the job done in hard times as well this series. So well played to him. I'm bummed for DauT, but I am so happy for Vinchester, and also really happy we got to see all those texts from the Mongols, including Nomads. Nomads, let's go. Very well played. GG.